Hello everybody, Floppy Hat Photos back here again for another Idiot's Guide to Marathon Training. And today's little video is going to be about my Hawk 100 mile recap. Started out, it was a 100-mile trail race, 4 loops around a 25-mile trail loop with about a 3-mile grass path thrown off there in the middle. That was the only part Bruce was going to run, was that 3 or 4 mile grass path loop with me. He's just too slow in the technical trails to be able to wait up for him for 4 loops, 30 hours plus. He can't do 30 hours plus of running. I found out Friday at 6:30 p.m., 11 and a half hours before the race started, that it was going to be a road race with the possibility of being a trail race still. They said they'd let us know at 5 a.m. and never heard nothing. At 5:45 a.m. they told us it's a road race still. 6:30 on a Friday, 6:30 p.m. on a Friday. There's no running stores open, there's no nothing, no chance of buying running shoes, road shoes, all that kind of stuff, different things that might be needed to run roads for 30 hours. Plus it was a campground parking lot basically. We were running up and down every single campground parking lot road, just disgustingly ugly, no views at all, yeah, not good. Lots of dogs out there, people camping, lots of just weird stuff that I wasn't into. There was a small chunk that was a few miles on trail, the grass trail we was originally going to run, plus a small little, maybe a mile long section of technical that we weren't told was that technical. So where everybody's out there in the road shoes, and a lot of people out there in road shoes because all I had and I talked to, and then they're almost falling down in the mud and stuff. So had you know it was going to be technical, you could have thrown on your more technical trail shoes and ran that little chunk, come back, swap back out to road shoes and done it. I was just, the big thing is they knew Friday morning at like 5 a.m. they said that they were out marking the roads to make it a road course, trying to find an alternate road course, and they could have let us know that information. They chose to wait till 6:30 for whatever reason, I don't know. But every single person I talked to, their big complaint was we did not know what was going on until it was too late to do anything about it. Too late to buy their shoes, too late to do anything different. The trail was not that well marked. I saw in the 14 plus miles I ran, I saw 6 people off course that had missed turns, took the wrong turns and stuff. 6 people in 14.28 miles. It was ridiculous. Talked to somebody at one of the aid stations, and they said there was people trying to run by the aid station constantly, and they're screaming at them to get back there. They could have put somebody out there at each major intersection, at least the first loop, has some other stuff painted in the road with some paint, some chalk, whatever, that says, hey, turn here, whatever, whatnot. So the other thing is, they said our first aid station originally was supposed to be 4.5 miles into the trail, is where our first drop bag / aid station was going to be. We were 8+ miles into the run when we realized, one of the people I was running with, they basically, I saw them afterwards, they said their plan was they had a small like 8-ounce water bottle, knowing they only had 5 miles to go, no big deal. They ended up at 8 miles. Then not even 2 miles later was your second aid station. It was not really well planned out. First aid station I got to, only thing I eat my first loop of ultras, my first chunk of running is watermelon. It's all I eat is watermelon. They claimed they had watermelon, but it was not cut up yet. So I'm like, how the fuck do you not cut up watermelon? So I stood there for all that stuff, waiting for her to cut it up, and she did other stuff, cutting up more other melons, but not watermelon. We had already had that cut up, but I was like, the hell with it. So I finally gave up, grabbed 2 small pieces of potato, and took off down the road and headed on to the next aid station. Luckily the next aid station had a bit of watermelon in it already cut up, so I grabbed like 3 pieces. They were cut so small you had to grab a bunch, which just, I don't know, it was weird. Meant they wasted more time cutting it. But that aid station was amazing. I love those people there. Every year they're my favorite aid station, and it's the one that I love. Absolutely have a great time there. So from there we proceeded to head on up across the grass loop. Had a great time. It wasn't for Michelle, who was who I ran with virtually the whole run. I would have dropped at like mile 1 and just caught my run streak down and went home. I said to hell with it, continued running. Like I said, a little over half a marathon, and I was done then. So I was still having fun at that point. I did not want to have a miserable day. I'd flown my girl in from Florida. She flew in on Thursday, so I did not want to be a dickhead to her. Had some major plans I'd planned at the end of that 100-miler. That was kind of a test to see if she still wanted to be around me after I was an asshole of running 100 miles on the trails, but that did not happen. So gave up. I just say my hat's off to everybody who volunteered and all the crews and all the work they put into it leading up to it. They did a great job. The trails looked amazing from what I've been told. It's just the rain. They couldn't let us run roads, or let us run trails. We had to run roads. The biggest problem, everybody I talked to, every single person I talked to, and nobody's willing to put their name on it. Nobody wants to get on Facebook or get on line and do this like I'm admitting it. But every person I spoke to, all the families, all the crew, all the runners, every single person I spoke to said, number one problem was they didn't tell us as soon as they knew anything. The moment they found out there was a chance of a road course, just go and say, hey, there's a small chance, but there's a possibility of a road course. Please prepare yourself. Even prepare yourself mentally for running roads for 30 hours plus, or 100 miles or 50 miles, where you're gonna run. Prepare yourself for that. You know, I saw tons of people are like, I can't do roads. I can barely do, you know, injury stuff. I can barely do trails, all that kind of thing. And if we would have known ahead of time, we could have made other plans. There was a 10K race right here in Kansas City that was today, which is Sunday after the Hawk. I could have just, you know, ran a mile and came here and bust out and set a new PR for a 10K and had fun there, had road shoes, all that kind of stuff. So, but it is what it is. My hat goes off to the Hawk crew. If any of you see this, sharing that, I know you guys bust your ass. You guys worked hard, and you know, no hatred, no anger, no nothing there. It's just disappointment in being kept in the dark and not being informed. That's the biggest thing. It's the only thing I ask. If anything ever happens again, if you're a race director, you're a crew out there, I don't care if you're dealing with family and friends, we are dealing with, as soon as you know there's a possibility of a change taking place, tell people, we're big people, we're all adults, we can all figure it out, but give us the chance to make the decision as soon as possible. So anyway, this goes in life, goes in business, goes in everything. Go ahead and let people know as soon as you possibly can of what's going on. So everybody take care, have yourself a safe and wonderful day. And if nothing else from this, what you need to learn is what I learned. No matter what happens, no matter if you're running road or trail course or whatever, take both sets of shoes. Be prepared to run roads. You have no idea what the trails are going to shut down, and they're going to kick you off, and they're going to put you on a road course somewhere. So